Now I am just pissed. The audacity of using my own tricks against me.
Yes, Dmitry Andreikin dares to play the plough of the H-pawn down the board, the Kadas opening as it's formerly known. Magnus responds by taking the centre, and he notes on stream you're supposed to now play a central pawn push, but no. Andreikin pushes forward. What a guy. Magnus takes the whole centre. This is a titled Tuesday game, played in November 2025. Final round. Two brilliant moves to come. Magnus ain't gonna stand for this. E3's now on the board. Magnus takes more of the centre here. And look at this. Pawn b3. What an absolute cowboy Andreikin is. We love to see it. Come on, let's go. The seahorse is spawned here. Bishop b5 puts on the pressure. h6 now. Bishop b2. And Magnus isn't going to just drop a pawn here. He streams out with the bishop. You cannot give Magnus Carlsen, world number one, this much space and live to tell the tale. Or can you? We'll find out. Well, no, you can't. There's a bit of a smashing to come. Beautiful endgame. Just wait for this. Knight h4. I mean, listen to Magnus Schwarzenegger and what he thinks of that move.
Der Springer an dem Rimmer ist ein absolut Wiener Schnitzel.
Yuck, stinky. Knight f6 now played, knight c3. None of this is in the opening manual for white. If you want some proper openings, use Lotus Chess. Link in the description below. A little snippet on screen of how much fun it is. You don't even really feel like you're learning. It's just fun. It's like a game, but you become brilliant at chess. Beat all your friends and your neighbour and his dog. Now we see the pawn push here. Why is Magnus attacking the bishop? You're about to hear firsthand. Because after captures, pawn recaptures, this is what he remarks.
Just want the BBC, big black center.
Yes, it's a universally accepted, legitimate chess phrase. It'll soon be entering the chess dictionary, I'm sure. We now see the queen developing here. A5 from Magnus. And it's more about pushing the rook pawn. Doing as good as he got. Not about going bishop a6. Because, you know, you don't want to allow knight f5 and justify this whole thing. So knight a4 was played. It blockades this pawn. Looks to hop here. Here rather. Fork these. So Magnus gets out the forking way with the rook. Now we see pawn d3. Both players get the king to safety. Opposite sides. Exciting. Andreas spinning those beats. Is the white king really safe? I don't know. Magnus whispers, do you even rook lift, bro? What a flex. Now we see pawn e4. Finally fighting for the centre. And it's not a great move. There's actually an amazing tactical shot here. And it starts with knight takes on e4. What a cool move. Not easy to spot in a blitz game or classical for that matter. And the point is, when the knight moved, you opened an attack on this x-rayed knight. And after rook takes, you know, what a maneuver. You hit the queen and you also hit the knight twice. And the queen can't go to f2, let's say, to stay with the knight. So she has to move and you pick up a knight. Very cool tactic. Not easy to spot. Magnus misses it. That was the back cave. He plays the explosive c4. Natural. Break down the structure. We see pawn captures. And apparently best is sacking the exchange. Of course, Magnus was looking at it on the radar, talking about it. But he doesn't do it. He plays a subpar move actually. This being the second best. Pawn takes on c4. Looking very natural. Double question marks kind of harsh. c3 is now apparently best, but not played. We get bishop a3. And Magnus doesn't move the rook, of course. He's not heading backwards here. He wants to attack. So he takes on b3. Now you don't want to start picking up that exchange. Black can ignore, take, threaten the queen. And when you step in with the king, which you need to do, because that was such a big threat, then you can take. Or you can even play queen b7, even stronger. If the king dares to take, queen takes. And you threaten a nasty check and a loose knight. So you don't really have time to start covering, right? Drop a piece. big attack. So we did see recaptures. Rook not touched. But it allows Magnus to now move the rook. Where does he go? To e4. And he plays it quick. Even though it takes a little bit of calculation. Because you've just now opened up this double whammy on your own bishop. And this is the move that Andreikin plays. Far and away the best line. This is how the game goes. Both queens are now hanging. But you can't start doing stuff like takes. You know, knight takes. And you cover your queen. So this is the way to go. Magnus now wins this queen. Pawn f3 saves that one. And now this is actually a mistake. Knight h5 is best. But Magnus plays knight d5. And there's this amazing drawing line with rook takes on d5. Not found. Pawn takes and knight c3. And amazingly, the rook is trapped. You know, this knight holds the pawn. Yes, you have a square here or here, but it doesn't matter where you go. Knight d1 hits the rook once more. It has only one square, and you attack it again. You go here. Now again, you could go knight d1. You could even take. It's all really the same difference. You can hop to many different squares. As long as you keep attacking the rook, g3 to be fancy, it's a draw. You just keep repeating. Okay, missed. Or maybe seen, and Andreikin wanted a fight. So he takes on c6. Knight b4 is now played to hit a rook. It drops back to c7. Stops the bishop developing there to pressure this knight here. Can't get my words out. So bishop e6 was played. Rook d1's natural and e4 from Magnus. Liquidating this slightly weakened pawn. I mean, you could support it, but you weaken more light squares and the bishop. So this was played. Liquidates one. Does Magnus recapture? No siree. Now he does spot a tactic, and a very nice one it is. Arguably harder than the previous one he missed. Knight takes on c2. What a move. The audience is purring, and here's the point. King can't take. You're in check, of course. So this is forced, and this was played in the game. And this is then the follow-up move. You're attacking a knight. So let's defend the knight by moving it. But now the follow-up point, and this is the whole game, is bishop takes on b3. And you hit two pieces here, and that's why you're okay. You're winning back the material that you sacrificed. There's a couple other lines there, but you get the idea. Black wins back the piece in all lines. Knight c3 was played. Takes, king recaptures, and you might be thinking, okay, two knights versus a rook. That's good for white, right? Two minors better than the rook. Well, not in such positions. First, black's got two extra pawns, and one of them's an outside runner, distracting the pieces and the king. So this is good for black. Pin and win, baby. Now we see rook d3, rook g4 attacks something, rook d2 defends. That's pretty much the theme of the next few moves. I'll just tell you when something's attacked and when it gets defended and when it's attacked once more. It's really the level of insight you're getting on this epic channel. Do consider subscribing if you've ever seen more than one video. Greatly appreciated. Good for the self-esteem. f6 is on the way. So there the knight drops back voluntarily. Not that you're losing a rook, but you are losing a pawn. You just couldn't really hold on to it. There was too much pressure, and now, just to rub salt in the wound, king c3, g5, invites en passant. Of course Andreikin plays it, bellows it in his best Russian-French accent, and you can't even take the pawn, or you're going to lose a knight. So knight d4 and a3. And this is what I was finally waiting for, the moment where we can let you know the all-powerful term of getting trousered. You've maybe heard it, you've maybe not. It's when you've got two trouser legs, each side of the board here, waistband going somewhere across here, right? And the trouser legs are running, distracting pieces and king. First heard the term from the late, great Daniel Naroditsky. What a genius with words he was. and he had better terms than Trousered, but Trousered was just one of them. Knight fe2 played. He also spoke Russian, of course, had that heritage. What a guy. Here comes the pawn. Rook f2 covers one of the knight hops, and the big problem here is they're glued to one another, of course. Well, this one's not, but this one is. So this is how things went. h3, knight g3, using the weakness of the last move, but still the pawn runs. King c3, rook g2, knights defending each other. But can you see the winning shot here? Another brilliancy, although it's generous. Rook takes on e2, of course. If the knight takes, well, you've distracted it, and you make the baby girl. She's in the delivery suite. She's waiting to come out kicking. If you try and drop back, well, that's not going to cut it. You still win the game. Here's one sample line, just having a play around, and that's a checkmate. Let's run back here. 46 moves. Don't play this against Magnus Carlsen. Oh, you're in for a hiding. Hope you enjoyed that one. Check out Lotus Chess, learn some proper openings. It's fantastic, free to get started. And have a look at the video on screen if you want some more epic chess. Or in the corner there, some members only videos, many of my own games. I'm playing one tonight, local league. I'll maybe get up a recap of that. Thanks for all your support, greatly appreciated, and hope to see you all soon. Cheers.